Padmini Ekadashi. Maharaja Yudhishthira said, "O Krishna, O Janardana, please describe to me what the name is of the Ekadashi that occurs during the waning moon of the extra leap year month. What is the procedure for observing this Ekadashi, and what merit does one gain by observing it?" Lord Krishna replied, "O king, the name of the sacred Ekadashi is Padmini Ekadashi. If one strictly observes this Ekadashi, he returns to the abode of Lord Padmanabha. This Ekadashi counteracts all one's sinful reactions. Even Lord Brahma is unable to describe all the results of this Ekadashi. However, long ago, Lord Brahma described the glories of Padmini Ekadashi, which awards its followers opulence and liberation, to the great sage Narada. Lord Krishna continued, "One should begin to observe this vow on the day of Dashami, or the day before Ekadashi. One should not eat foodstuff cooked by others, he should not eat in a plate made of bell metal, and he should not eat urad dal, chickpeas, spinach, and honey on the day before Ekadashi. One should eat boiled sand rice with ghee and rock salt. One should sleep on the floor and observe strict celibacy on the day of Ekadashi. On the day of Ekadashi, one should rise early in the morning, brush his teeth, and take bath. Thereafter, he should worship the Supreme Lord with a sandalwood paste, incense, a lamp, camphor, and water, and one should chant the holy names and glories of the Lord. One should not indulge in useless talks. If one drinks water or milk on the day of the Ekadashi, which occurs during the extra leap year month, then his vow is spoiled. One should remain awake at night on Ekadashi and glorify the holy names and qualities of the Supreme Lord. By remaining awake the first 3 hours of the night, one obtains the result of performing an Agnishtoma sacrifice. By remaining awake the first 6 hours of the night, one obtains the result of performing a Vajrapeya sacrifice. By remaining awake the first 9 hours of the night, one obtains the result of performing an Ashvametha sacrifice, and by remaining awake the entire night, one obtains the result of Rajasuya sacrifice. On the day of Dvadashi, or the day after Ekadashi, one should complete his vow by feeding the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas. A person who observes this Ekadashi in this way certainly attains liberation. Lord Krishna continued, "O sinless one, according to your inquiry, I have thus explained the procedure for observing the Padmini Ekadashi. Now, please hear about an enchanting story which Pulastya Muni once narrated to Narada Muni. Once Kartavirya defeated Ravana and put him in the prison house. When Pulastya Muni saw Ravana in this condition, he went to Kartavirya and requested him to release Ravana. Being requested by the great sage, the king finally released Ravana. Upon hearing about this amazing event, Narada Muni humbly asked Pulastya Muni, "O best of the sages, since Ravana defeated all the demigods, including Indra, how could Kartavirya defeat Ravana? Please explain this to me." Pulastya Muni replied, "O Narada, in Treta Yuga there was a king named Kritavirya who took birth in the dynasty of Haihaya. His capital was Mahishmatipuri. King Kritavirya had 1,000 wives, but he had no suitable son to take over the reign of the kingdom. Although the king worshipped the forefather saintly person and observed various vows under the guidance of the saintly person, still he was not blessed with a son. So the king decided to undergo austerities. The king entrusted the responsibility of his kingdom to his prime minister and set out to the forest to undergo austerities while wearing a dress made of a bark. When he was about to leave his palace, one of his wives, Padmini, the daughter of King Harishchandra, who appeared in the royal family of King Ikshvaku, saw him. When she saw her husband go into the forest to perform austerities, she immediately gave up all her ornaments. She then accompanied her husband to the Mandara mountain. At the summit of Mandara mountain, King Kritavirya and his wife Padmini performed severe austerities for 10,000 years. Upon seeing that her husband's body was becoming thin day by day, Padmini thought of a solution. She humbly asked the greatly Anusuya, the wife of sage Atri. O chaste lady, my husband has spent 10,000 years in performing austerities, yet he could not please Lord Keshava, who destroys one's miseries. O fortunate one, please tell me about the vow I can follow, that the Supreme Lord will be pleased and I will be blessed with a son, who will become a powerful king. Being pleased by the prayer of the Queen Padmini, Anusuya said, after every 32 months, an extra leap year month comes. The two Ekadashis of this month are known as Padmini and Parama. If you observe this Ekadashi, then very soon the Supreme Lord will be pleased with you and award you desired result. Lord Krishna continued. According to the instruction of Anusuya, Queen Padmini duly observed this Ekadashi. Then Lord Keshava, riding on the back of Garuda, came before Padmini and ordered her to ask for a benediction. The queen first offered her obeisances to the Lord and offered prayers. Then she requested the Lord to bless them with a son. Then the Lord said, O gentle lady, I am very pleased with you. There is no month as dear to me as the month of Adhikamasa, or leap year month. The Ekadashis of this month are most dear to me. You have properly observed this Ekadashi. Therefore, I will certainly fulfill the desire of your husband. After speaking in this way to Padmini, the Lord came before the king and said, O great king, please ask for your desired benediction. I have been pleased by your wife, for she observed the sacred vow of Ekadashi. On hearing these words of Vishnu, the king became jubilant and begged the Lord to give him a son who would be very powerful and always victorious. He said, O Madhusudana, be very powerful. O Madhusudana, the Lord of the universe, let me have a son who will not be defeated by the demigods, human beings, serpents, or demons. Then Lord granted the king his desired boon and disappeared. Being fully satisfied, the king and his wife regained their health and returned to their opulent kingdom. In due course of time, the Queen Padmini gave birth to a powerful son who became famous as Kartavirya Arjuna. There was no other warrior in the three worlds as great as him. Even the 10-headed Ravana was defeated by him. After narrating this wonderful story, the great sage Pulastya left. Lord Krishna concluded, O sinless king, I have thus described to you the glories of the Ekadashi, which occurs during the waxing moon of an extra leap year month. O best of kings, anyone who will observe this Ekadashi will certainly go to the abode of Lord Hari. According to the statement of Sri Krishna, Maharaja Yudhishthira with his entire family observed this Ekadashi. A person who faithfully observes observes this Padmini Ekadashi during his life becomes glorious. Even one who hears or reads the glories of this Ekadashi obtains a great amount of piety. Jai Shri Padmini Ekadashi Ki Jai.